welcome to my channel. I wanted to go ahead and make a quick video while my son is occupied about my online school experience and the difference between online and traditional college. And by traditional, I mean when you're going in person. I have experience with both, so I wanted to just come on here and tell you guys, you know, how it went for me and what the difference is and my personal opinion just based on the schools that I attended. So I'll start this off. I'll make a whole... Did y'all hear that? Anyways, he just got a new toy, so he's doing too much right now. I have my bachelor's in criminal justice. I also have an associate's degree in criminal justice, an associate's of science. My bachelor's is a bachelor of art, and then I have a master's of arts degree in management with a concentration in human resource management. So I've attended 3 schools, and the reason why, so don't be thinking like, oh, you couldn't finish. Like, no, I was in the military at the time, and then I got out, and I was always working while I attended school. And I was moving from place to place. So the first school that I went to was Rio Salado. That was for my associate's degree, and the Community College of the Air Force, because that's where I got it from. So those 2 schools. Then I attended American Military University, which is a regionally accredited school. That is super important. You guys want to make sure that your school is regionally accredited. And I have a story about that too. Anyways, oh God, no, here. Whoa. Anyways, I stayed with American Military University, but while I was utilizing my GI Bill, I wanted to qualify for full-time, and in order to do that, I had to take 1 in-person class. So while I was stationed at Luke Air Force Base, I took advantage of the fact that they had, it wasn't Wayland, it was Webster University, and I went ahead and took my first class. Not my first, because I was in online classes at the same time, but I took an online master level management class. I forgot what class it was, but I will say the difference is that online classes require so much more work. When I was in that in-person class, it was so easy, y'all. It was so easy. The workload was very minimal, and I mean, that's really all I can say. I did learn a lot, though. There was a lot of group discussion and stuff like that. I will say that I was the youngest person in that class by far. Everybody else could have at least been my mom in there. They were at least 20 years older than me. So I was like the baby in the class, and there was probably like 9 or 8 of us in there. But I did very well in that class. I actually received the highest class on our final or midterm, and our instructor sent out like a letter to everybody telling them that, which was like kind of embarrassing. But I barely had to do any work, y'all. Like I said, the tests were extremely easy. Everything, the writing, everything was easy. But then again, I want y'all to know that there's a difference. Like with me, the way that I learned, you can give me a book and say, read it and learn this and that. Did y'all hear that? What's wrong? Oh, he's fine. He's getting mad at his toy. Anyways, I am able to learn in an online environment, okay? In person, I can learn that as well. I'm able to learn both. So if you're able to have extremely well time management, it has to be amazing. Online would be perfect for you. Okay, they tell you what you need to do. You need to respond to some discussion boards, and you'll take some tests. I wrote so many papers. Yeah, so I wrote so many papers, so many discussions and everything. They're typically the same because you do have classroom discussions. Instead of speaking, you're writing it the entire time online. And in person classes, you're discussing amongst the class. So that's all that is. That's the difference with that. I'm assuming that you receive more work online than you would in person because you're not actually showing up to a class, like physically showing up. So, I mean, I don't know. People say that online schools are easier. That is not the case at all, y'all. Like, it is so much more work, okay? And they'll be like, well, you can finish your work early because you have access to the syllabus. I was able to do the same thing in my in-person class, and it was a totally different school. So I want y'all to keep that in mind, whichever way you decide. I understand, like, some, obviously medical school, you want to go in person for that. Like I said, my areas of study, I did not necessarily need to go in, and I was currently working in both of the fields while I was obtaining that degree. Like, I was working in HR, and I was also a cop in the military while I was obtaining that. So I was getting on the job experience at the same time. So yeah, it was different for me. My circumstances aren't going to be the same as everybody else's, but I want y'all to know the importance of asking if a college and researching is regionally or nationally accredited. The difference is nationally accreditations typically include things like technical schools, you know, like if you want to become a welder, a medical assistant and stuff like that. And some colleges are actually only nationally accredited, and it's because they're more career focused and academically focused, from what I understand. The problem with that is if you attend a school that is nationally accredited and then you want to transfer to another school that is regionally accredited, and most of the well-known schools are regionally accredited, then those credits will not transfer from a nationally accredited school to a regionally. And sometimes, y'all, if you obtain a degree from a nationally accredited school and then you want to go get a job, some careers will not recognize that degree. I knew when I was stationed at Luke Air Force Base, this guy who worked on base, he has his PhD, right? And he went to a nationally accredited school to obtain his PhD. Then it was in psychology, matter of fact. He got a job on base, and they would not hire him as a doctor, as a PhD doctor. He was not allowed to utilize that on base because it was from a nationally accredited school, and he would need to take 3 more courses. So that's why I say it's very important that you guys take that time and you research. Just, if you guys want to be safe, stick with the regionally accredited school. And I guess it all depends. I'm ending the video here, but what I'm saying, as far as if you're confused on what way you want to go, it depends on what type of learner and how well you can manage your time, y'all. And I'm saying that because a lot of people say they don't have time for this, time for that. I was working full-time, going to the gym every single day, and I was in a graduate level. I was in my master's program, and I was full-time and sometimes more than full-time, doing that all at the same time, and I still had time to chill. So there's no excuses to why you cannot get this done. I know that going in person, I really feel like I put more work in as far as like doing actual work online than I ever did in person. I've taken a few classes in person too, like in my lower level programs, but I'm telling y'all, online is way more difficult as far as work is concerned. But I feel like I learned so much, y'all. It was such a good experience. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them down in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will, if y'all want like a series like this, me talking about education and colleges and stuff like that, I have no problem doing that. I love talking about this stuff. I could talk about it all day long. And sorry I sound like a man, I'm currently sick. But yeah, y'all, just let me know if you guys have any questions. I will see y'all next time.